So today's our topic is psychology and design. So psychology, that is हम कहते हैं कि मनोविज्ञान का सिद्धांत और डिजाइन क्या है. What exactly the psychology? Why we are understood the psychology of human being, right? So as a designer, as a developer, we have to understood the psychology of the human being, right? So we can implement that on our particular application. So psychology itself is a fluctuating decision. We can say it is a fluctuating decision. So as a human, we have an underlying blueprints for how we perceive and process the world around us, right? And the study of psychology help us define this blueprint. So what, as a developer, what in our mind? So according to study of human psychology, it makes very easier for us to go for the specific goal, or we can say the blueprint of that, right? So as a designer, we can leverage the psychology to build more natural human-centered products and experiences. So this one, the natural product, human-centered product, and the experiences. So our product is very easily understand, easily interactive by the human being, right now. So it is look like very natural. So this term natural, it's look like very natural. So interaction, right, is very important concept, and your particular interfaces is also very important thing in the psychology and design concept. Okay, so psychology itself is a fluctuating decision. So we can consider one example. There are some people design principle to make a stable decisions, right? So human receive information, process and store information. Human also solve problem and acquire skills. Human also solve problem and acquire skill. All these must apply by designing interactive system. So what is our target? We have to develop, we have to design interactive system. So to whom we can say that this is the interactive system? As we all know that there will be a very easily used by the application by the human being without touching, or we can say there will be no single we can say the touch of the system, or no much difficulties while using the particular application. So we can say that the interactive system, it will be, right? It will be very easily, or you can say the human friendly approach will be applied for that particular application. So we need the information processes, store information is very fast. We can acquire the skill of the particular human being. So according to that, the psychology and design are very important aspect. Sometimes straightforward conclusion preferred. For example, a conclusion that recognition is easier than recall, right? So as we all know that whenever we are recalling something, right? So instead of that, there will be recognition is easier, right? So designer must provide list in the form of menu instead of input by typing commands. So as you all know that you are using many applications. So what easier for you? Typing the command every time, or just go for the menu? There will be all option available for you, right? So according to your need, your consistency, you can directly use the specific thing into menu. So obviously you can say that we can provide the list or menu to the user, so it will be very beneficial for them. So for that, in list of the computer interaction design, problem found that are not a simple. So while designing the menus or list or such kind of interfaces, so at that moment it will be very difficult task for the designer, right? So that design are dangerous and due to wrong generalization which gives to wrong, right? So as a designer it is very challenging task, right, to provide the menus, to provide the interactive system towards the user. So once, due to the wrong generalization process, to gives to wrong what we try to implement it in our application. So we must apply a psychology principle. That's why we have to apply the psychology principle or result properly in design. So once we are found or evaluate the psychology principle, then our result is that our design is very proper in a way, right? What exactly the need of the customer, the user, we are understood that and we can apply it onto our application, into our application. So we must understand its context, right? So we have to understand the context first. Then it must suits according to the psychology and actual experiment subject which are related to design. So what this thing is said that we must suit according to the psychology. What actual experiment, what exactly we are experimenting right now. So subject that are related to the design. No wise designer want to acknowledge the relevance of cognitive psychology. But background doesn't match to derive appropriate conclusion. So we have to realize we want the acknowledge the relevance of cognitive psychology, but background doesn't match to derive the appropriate conclusion over there. So the principle and guideline must be used carefully while designing. So as a designer, your task is you have to first analyze, or we have to first just go for the guideline and what are the principles of the design. Models for design and techniques must be properly studied by the designer. So you agree that we have to be, as a designer, we have first understood the techniques, model for design. All these must be properly, which will support the design process. When we are go for that, we are working on the guideline, we are working on the principle, we are working on the techniques. So your system is interactive, right? So what are the guidelines first? To focus on the guideline for interactive design, it is necessary to study strength and weakness of the human cognitive, right? To whom or what is the user for which you have to develop the application. So first of all, you have to analyze the guideline for them, right? What are the strength, what is the weakness of the human cognitive? You have to first analyze that psychology first. And perceptual process. Then we go for the perceptual process. But in maximum cases, we are not using it directly for design. Right? We are not using all this stuff, perceptual process, technique, right? Prototype. So this is because by using this, we will get a very simple interactive design. So we are not thinking about that, so that our interactive design is very simple. No, not so innovation on that, not so creative application over there. So our application is look like very simple. But what HCI say that whenever we can apply the psychology and design both combine in a way, so sometimes it gives the partial design, right? So it may give us the feel that psychology offer this much only. So there are guidelines and general design principle are gives in the form theories and interactive design. So it may gives us to feel that psychology offer this much only. So there are the guidelines and general design principle are given in the form of theories of interactive design. Some are straightforward, like to help recall some clues or hint in provided wherever possible. So whenever our customer or user will use your particular application, so we have to recall them sometime. You have to provide the clues or hint to them whenever they are using the menus, they are using your particular system, your application. So at that time you have to provide the clues to the user. And some are context dependent and more complex. So sometimes it gets very complex, right? Out of all principle and guideline, maximum are derived from psychological theory. So what is modules to support design? Along with principle and guideline, psychological theory gives predictive model of user behavior and develop an analytic. So what is the use of model to support design? So along with principle and guideline, first of all, what we saw, the guideline, the principle. So afterward, there will be a model to support the design. So here, whenever we are applying the principle and guideline to our application, afterwards the psychological theory gives predictive model of user behavior. What kind of user behavior? Once they apply to your particular application, whenever they are using your application, so first of all, what is the user behavior? First you understood that, and we have to analyze it before developing. So model to support design will be say that. These give a specific model of human problem solving, right? We have to develop application to solve, or we have to develop the interactive system. So we have to solve the problem of human, right? Some are giving model of physical activity, other give a more comprehensive view of cognition, right? So we have to first understand what the comprehensive view of cognition. Then some model can easily predict how a typical user will behave with interactive design in a given situation, right? So some model can easily predict what exactly the interactive design behave, right? What is the situation? Some model can analyze why such kind of user behavior happen, why this particular behavior of the system or model, we can say. So next we will see what is the technique for evaluation. So it is very necessary to understand the theoretical understanding of the user as a human. So we have to first understand theoretical what the human being. They have to understand the human being, right? Their psychology also provide the technique which are derived from experiment and observation rather than theory, right? We just go for the theory, right? Well, we have to implement like this in this way. We have to look the interactive system like this. But what about actual experiment? Have you analyzed them before we are providing that? We have to analyze the guideline or principle before developing them. So it is very necessary that we have to experiment, we have to observation rather than the theory in the interactive system. It gives wide range of techniques. These techniques can be used for evaluation of design and whole system as well. So what is the role of HCI? So human computer interaction is for that purpose to make your application very innovative. So once you follow the guideline, the principle and the psychology and design in your particular application, so your whole system will be very interactive. Your interactive system, your interaction or your interface will be very strong in a way. Without knowing the scope and benefit of each and every technique, we can use it effectively. So we doesn't know the scope and the benefit of each technique. There also we can use this particular system very effectively. So what is visceral reaction? So हम उसे कहते हैं कि आंतरिक प्रतिक्रिया, inside. Considering with real life example, I will just consider one example. Teacher taught story of German language to 5-year-old Annie and also taught the same language to 60-year-old Vicky and 75-year-old Granny Sandy. After some time, teacher asked to tell that story. Then Annie told that story very easily. But Vicky and Sandy faced a lot of problem to retrieve that story. Right? So what the scenario will be that whenever teacher taught a story in German language, so 5-year-old Annie and also taught the same language to the 60-year-old Vicky and 75-year-old Sandy. After some time, teacher asked to tell that story to Annie. So Annie will easily tell that story. But Vicky and Sandy face a lot of problem to retrieve this story. So visceral reaction will be comparatively fast by Vicky and Sandy, right? So visceral reaction will be very fast and it will be very difficult for Annie to tell the story, analyze the story. So experience old brain react with critical situation faster than conscious thought and is triggered any time. These reactions are called as visceral reaction. As decision originate from central nervous system. So central nervous system will be make the decision. Then we will see cost benefit analysis. So energy cost, expenditures is not limited to physical activity. Mental activity can be just hard-coded, require frequent decision, memorizing, learning process too. So whenever we memorize, we need to learn, we need to learn it, memorize. So at that moment, mental activity can just hard-code it to require the frequent decision. We need to take the decision. At that moment, it will be very, we can say, mental activity will be very hard-coded. Then we will see the Higgs law. So what this Higgs law, it will be state that more option is exposed to the longer it take to make a decision. When there will be more option towards the user, right? ये option है मेरे पास, ये option है मेरे पास, ये option है. So the user will be very difficult to take the decision, right? When there will be a lack of option towards the user. More option needs more energy, more time to make a decision, right? So when there will be a more number of option, so there will be more time, more to they take the particular decision. Like we have to go for this one, we have to go, whether we have to go for this one, whether we have to go for that much. So according to that, option will be larger, time will be more. Then we will see the Gestalt psychology, right? So what is the Gestalt psychology? Our brain needs shortcut to make assumptions. Our brain assumes unification and relatedness to visual based on proximity and white spaces. What the need of our brain is? We need the shortcuts to make the assumption, right? When anybody told you the more number of story, right? Large story to you. So you are your brain is just understand that story by using the shortcuts, assumptions, right now. Then we will see the pattern matching. What is the role of pattern matching? Pattern matching is the way where user process everything we see from people faces to the written word. Right? So how we can match the pattern? So pattern matching is the way where user process everything. So we see from people faces. We try to analyze the people faces, right? Match the pattern. If it is that, or whether it is match or not, then we will go for another one, right? Then facial recognition. So read the other facial expression, their mood, right? We will see in the emotion, right? So we have to first see the expression, facial expression and mood of the people. So this comes under facial recognition. So pattern matching and facial recognition, these terms are required whenever you are using the artificial intelligence. So this kind of application, we will require the AI. Then we will see the social influence. So what is the role of social influence over here? It involves authority, commitment, consistency, linking, social proof. Smart designer can be concepts to influence user towards desired action. So it need involve commitment, consistency, linking, and social proof smart design. So, to go for the desired action. Then we will see selective disregards and change blindness. So our brain always go good job of thinking phenomena called as selective disregard. So in our brain there will be a thinking process, right? So this will be happen in the selective disregard. Then progress disclosure. So storing into need high energy, high focus process is nothing but the progress disclosure. Dual coding theory. It is a relationship between memory and learning through verbal and non-verbal chart. So what is dual coding theory? It is the relationship between memory and the learning through the verbal and non-verbal chart. We have looked briefly at the way in which humans receive, process and store information. So whenever we are looking for the psychology and design, we have to analyze the process and store information and receive the information from human. So solve problem and acquire skill, but how we apply what we have learned to designing interactive system. Sometimes straightforward conclusion can be drawn. We can deduce that recognition is easier than recall. To allow user to select command from the set menu rather than input them directly. Right? So every time the user want to give the inputs, we can set the particular menu or allow user to select the command from a set menu. However, in the majority of cases, application is not so obvious or simple. In fact, it may be dangerous, leading us to make generalizations which are not valid. So in order to apply a psychological principle or result properly in design, we need to understand its context. Right? So as we will say that we need the information context. So what exactly the context may be? It is the circumstances that form the setting of an event. So what is event? Whenever we are apply something, whenever user click over there and some event will be occur. So both in terms of where it fit in the wider field of psychology. So what is the psychology? What exactly the term of psychology? It is the scientific study of human mind and its function, especially those affecting behavior in a given context. And in terms of detail of the actual experiment and measure, use and the subject involved. For example, this may appear doubting, particularly to the novice designer who want to acknowledge and relevant of cognitive psychology, but does not have the background to derive the appropriate conclusion. Right? So when we are not go for the appropriate conclusion, right? So there will be a doubting, there will be some possibilities, right? So no wise designer who want to acknowledge the relevance of the cognitive psychology but does not have the background. So in this way we will see the psychology and the design term.